Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is finally time for the long awaited repotting. When I went through my plants to see who actually really needed to be repotted, I was at least 11 that were living, as you can kind of see here, in temporary situations. Like this guy's in the subway cup. We can't go into fall with that situation. So we're repotting. But first, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our channel, who's watched these videos. The plant community is a really loving one, and getting into plants was so much more exciting when I decided to start making these videos, because sharing my excitement with everyone who's watching is like, it just makes it that much more exciting. So I just really wanted to say thank you to everyone who subscribed and watched so far.
I want to thank me.
Alright, so before we get into our soil mix, I wanted to show you my workspace. I live in a small New York City apartment. Have you seen our balcony review? Our balcony makeover? I'll link it up here. But we didn't want to be outside because it's noisy for filming, so I'm in our dining room. Hello, dining room. And I've just covered our table in plastic garbage bags that I've cut open, layered on top of each other to protect the table and allow for a larger working space. So let's get into some soil. All right, welcome to my home shopping network setup. Not selling you anything, just this is everything I need. So recently Kaylee did a video where she talked about her aeroid mix, and I wanted to give that a try, but with a slight amendment. I also watch Loom Life. I think her name is Emily. I'll be sure to link her channel down below. And she has raved about Happy Frog products so much. So I also wanted to give that a try. Kaylee's mixture is a mixture of perlite, cocoa coir, activated charcoal, worm castings, and something else. Orchid bark. And so I want to try that type of mixture, but instead of using the worm castings that Kaylee used, I'm going to use the Happy Frog soil conditioner that has worm castings, bat guano, a bunch of other microbes and fungus, because it's a very organic product that I think will make the plants happy as we head into fall. I've also got a selection of pots. I keep every pot that a plant comes to me in, because you never know, when you get a plant in a small pot, you might need it to go in a bigger pot, and you got a bigger pot when you got another plant and you repotted that. So I keep all the pots. I also keep the small pots because when you take cuttings, you never know, you need to stick something in a pot. I've got pots. We've got pot options. Okay, so I plan to use the same mixture almost that Kaylee used. I don't have activated charcoal because after I bought this giant bag, mistakenly, I did not realize it was so big. I bought this giant bag of Happy Frog soil conditioner. I will admit that I was afraid to buy anything else. So we don't have any activated charcoal. But that's okay. We're still going to do the mix. And then for some calathea that like a little bit more moisture, I'm going to add in a little bit of peat moss so that the mixture just holds in a little bit more moisture. I've been able to keep the humidity during the summer where the plants live at about 60%, but as we head into fall and winter, they do live near our heating source. So I'm not exactly sure how they will fare, but it's unfortunate because the heat and the window are in the same place. That being said, I'm also a bit of an overwaterer, and I have taken up spritzing the plants with just a little bit of water to help increase that humidity. So hopefully that'll keep everybody happy as we move into the colder months when that heat comes on. For some of my plants that enjoy a little bit more humidity, I do plan to add a topper of sphagnum moss to help keep the soil a little, help keep that moisture in the plant.
Wrapped in sphagnum moss, the stuff that they put over Swamp Thing.
And I will also be sure to link Kaylee's video down in the description bar, because she goes through each item in her mixture and why she's using it. It's basically a mix of cocoa coir for moisture, perlite and orchid bark for drainage, and then the worm castings, and in my case that Happy Frog soil conditioner for a bit of nutrients to the plant. The activated charcoal she uses to clean the soil, but again, I'm not using that. But if you want more information on what she uses and why, be sure to check out Kaylee's video. All right, so I've shown you what we're repotting. I've shown you the materials. Let's get into the actual mixing of the soil. Okay, and here we are with our soil mixture components all measured out and ready to go. In this bowl, I have my cocoa coir that, don't do what I did, wet this the day before you plant a pot, because it takes a while for the water to soak into the brick if you buy it in brick form. Here I have my Happy Frog soil conditioner. I was wondering if it was going to smell weird, but it doesn't. But it is very rich looking, so that makes me feel good. I have my perlite and my orchid bark, and although it might not look like it, I have equal parts perlite and orchid bark. I have a little bit less cocoa coir, and then 2 parts soil conditioner, and then I did do 2 parts peat moss, but I'll probably only use about half of that, or depending on how much soil is left once I get to the calatheas. And then I also just have a jug of distilled water from my fridge resting to room temperature. So we are ready to start potting. I'm going to use some gardening gloves to protect my hands and my nails, although my manicure is a little messed up at this point. Alright, so since we're going to start with our aeroids and not our calatheas, we will not be using the peat moss right away, so I'm going to put that to the side. Right, so we're going to mix with our cocoa coir, this is not peat moss, this is perlite. Ooh, scary in the bowl. And we're going to add our soil conditioner. I'm going to give that a good mix before I put the orchid bark in there, because it's going to get full. Aerate the soil.
The water can flow through.
Right. So the roots aren't sitting in water. And the cocoa coir holds on to the water. So you like hold on to some water, but not too much, and there's food. So the orchid bark and the perlite are there to allow most of the water to drain through the roots or past the roots, not stay sitting around the roots. And then the cocoa coir is to hold on to the water. And then the soil conditioner is to provide food and nutrients to the roots. Kaylee was saying in her video that an airy mixture allows your plant to grow chunkier, more substantial roots, which is why she uses so much perlite and orchid bark. Those are the 2 biggest components of her mixture. All right, so I feel like that's pretty well mixed. It is very chunky. You can see the orchid bark. I can see parts of cocoa coir, and then the elements of the soil conditioner just get mixed in. All right, so we've got our soil mixture all ready to go. We've got a selection of pots here, and we're gonna start with the philodendron white wizard that you would have just seen in my New Life Tropicals unboxing. Came all the way from Thailand, doing well. It's got a root leaf coming in, and it's ready to go in a pot. So let's see. That could be okay. I really don't like terracotta pots. I keep them for plants that, you know, like maybe like a little bit drier conditions, but in general, I don't like them. That might be too big, but he's growing really fast. Maybe I'm gonna go here. I think I'm gonna go here. It might arguably be a little bit too big, but I don't want to disturb him again. So I'm just going to go for it. Or should I do this? Should I do that? Okay, I think I'm going to do this. Okay. More compact. We're running low on space anyway. So I really wanted to do this Chatty Repot, although we've got all of the, like, you know, scientific part, if you will, out of the way, because I feel like in my unboxings it's never really a time to just like talk and, you know, share my personality, talk to you guys so you guys know who I am. But I wanted to talk specifically about how we film our videos because nobody asked. I just wanted to share. So I just put a little foundation soil in there, and then I'm just going to cover him up to the top of the pot. Okay, so I wanted to start with why I started making YouTube videos, because someone's why is always nice to know, right? So I started making the YouTube videos. Well, I actually started making YouTube videos a couple years ago. Well, I tried a couple years ago, but more in the like beauty and fashion arena, if you will. But I found that that area of YouTube is just so crowded, and the community can be very judgy, and it's really expensive, you know, if you're not on PR list and whatnot. And when I found the YouTube plant community, I felt like it was a community that was very welcoming and very active. Let's go ahead and do the billieti. This is the other plant that came from no, not NSC Tropicals, New Life Tropicals. We're also really close to the cat's litter box, so you hear. What was I saying? I found that the plant community was a really active one and a very welcoming one, and it really made getting into plants all the more interesting, really, because it's like a way to learn but have fun doing something with like almost like a classroom, because there's other people between YouTube and Instagram, but not, you know, really a classroom, like a fun classroom. Let's do, I'm gonna do him in here because eventually I think I want him to hang, so I'm gonna do him in this one. Right, another reason my first YouTube try didn't work is because I learned very quickly that I hate editing.
Nope.
It's just so tedious. If any of you are YouTubers and you're editing your own videos, then you know that it's all fun and games, like right now when you're sitting down and just like talking and whatever. But girl, when you have to go back and watch that footage, and take out every and smack of the lips, it's not fun. As I say. But luckily, Sean came along. And he...
Stop saying
is telling me to stop saying but enjoys editing a lot more than I do. So it was kind of serendipitous, really. And then creating the videos kind of became an outlet for the both of us, because we both watch a lot of YouTube anyway. Sean's YouTube, though, is a lot more food, because he's also really a foodie. I keep telling him he should have a food channel, a cooking channel. But his is a lot more food and like video and camera tech stuff, because he's really into photography. So the videos was kind of an extension of that. And my YouTube watching is a little more still beauty focused sometimes, but also home decor, plants, that kind of stuff. And I watch, like, really what our TV is YouTube. We don't really watch a whole lot of TV. We watch YouTube on the television. And some of my faves, because I want you guys to tell me some of your faves, please, down in the comments, because I love finding new YouTubers. Some of my faves, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget anybody. Obviously, Kaylee Ellen, because Kaylee does a really good job of being entertaining and informative. Lumi Life, Emily, who I mentioned earlier, who was always talking about the Happy Frog products. Lisa's Leaves, who I shouted out in another video. I love Lisa. She seems so sweet. So I really enjoy her. Nick Pileggi, who works at Philly's Urban Jungle. Another great plant YouTuber. There's more. I also really love Keisha Adinkra. She is a woman of color in the plant YouTube community, because that was another reason why I felt like I should go ahead and toss my hat in the ring. It's because there weren't a whole lot of women of color in the plant community. Alright, that pot's a little wide. This leaf is reaching for the edge, but I think that's okay. But I was saying, my favorite YouTubers. Before we do that, this is my Philodendron gloriosum from NSE Tropicals. You did watch. There's an unboxing for that we will link above. This was the new leaf that it was unfurling in that video that came out butt first and put a hole in its own leaf, but that's okay. The leaf looks pretty good. This, I think it's its oldest leaf, and it is starting to yellow. I think I was overwatering. I think that was part of the problem, but now the damage is done. But otherwise she's looking good. But I've kept it in this pot the whole time, so I'm gonna put it in something else. But I was saying, my favorite YouTubers, home decor. If you didn't see our balcony makeover video, thanks dear. I will also link that up here so that you can watch that. But home decor is another big passion of mine. So I love home decor YouTubers. Alexandra Gator, she's a really big fave. Lone Fox, Drew's super cute. His is more DIY stuff. Rachel Metz, also a little DIY, but all of those people are also like home decor. Save the pot. Okay, I've actually never seen the roots. Oh, I should take this stake out. Never seen the roots of this plant because it came to me in that pot. So this is a first. It's got this like bulbous thing. That's kind of cool. So I'm just gonna shake off that soil. Oh, that's cool. And yeah, there's a new leaf coming in right there. So I really love all of those. Oh, Not Dude. I didn't mention him, but I really like Not Dude as well. BB's Plants. She's another cute one. Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube was basically the point that I was making. And I decided to make some myself. All right, should we go here or should we go here? Oh, there is a little fly. Okay, should we go here? Should we go here? I think I'm gonna go here. Right? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go here. So that was kind of why we started making YouTube videos. Creative outlet, something that we both enjoy. I really enjoy the coming up with the ideas part, the like actual sit down and film, and because I watch so much YouTube myself, it's like I just enjoy watching what other people are doing, what are like some trends that are happening. I just enjoy this part. And like I said, Sean enjoys the editing a little bit more, and I discovered like once the editing heavy lifting was done, like someone goes back and does that initial string out, that I don't mind rewatching the video and like coming up with some of those like fun inserts or making suggestions based on other videos that I've seen. But a lot of the editing is Sean. A lot of those like funny little whatevers are really Sean's idea. Good job, Sean. So yeah, we've really been going to the museum later with my friends. So they called to confirmed times. I think that guy looks happy in there. So I was saying that I realized that once the initial editing process, like string, you know, go through, cut out all the put all of the footage in order, that then coming in and adding whatevers, I enjoy that part, excuse me. So we do collaborate. It is a collaborative effort, but Sean does do most of the heavy lifting with the editing. And it's been a really good learning experience, I think, for both of us as well, because it has allowed him to like learn how to use programs, you know, in a way to get those things that we want to put in the videos, those like funny little whatevers and inserts into the videos. YouTube University can teach you a lot, and there are well-established YouTubers doing videos that look amazing, and so there's no need to reinvent the wheel. It's not about copying exactly what they're doing, obviously, you know, but it's about being inspired and being inspired. So we really enjoy that part. Sean, do you really enjoy the YouTube?
Depends on how much you plan.
Oh, he doesn't like I said, with the cocoa core, y'all, don't do what I did. Read the directions. I'm a bit more impulsive. Okay, I'm just like, let's just pull the camera on film. But we are trying to get better at planning. Now, monsteras do tend to like it a little more dry, but I don't want to risk it being too dry. So I could do the terracotta pot here. No. But I'm not doing a terracotta pot. I'm gonna do a plastic pot. Right, so I also wanted to tell you guys about our videos, right? So when we decided, both Sean and I have full-time jobs. So YouTube isn't something that we do full-time. It's just kind of like a fun, like passion thing. We also don't make any money, by the way. It's just like a fun little passion thing that we enjoy. But when we started, because we both work full-time jobs and, you know, life happens. It's summertime when we started. You want to like go to the beach one weekend or go to Philly one weekend. There's a video. we put ourselves in a bit of a filming hole. So we had videos filmed, but we didn't post anything because we figured, you know, give ourselves a bit of a break there. And if something happens, we'll have something, you know, like in the chamber, so to speak. So you guys generally get the videos, what do you think, Sean? About a month? About a month after they actually happen. And I'm bringing that part up mainly because I'm repotting. Today is September, it's my Labor Day. It's September 2nd, but it might be October, early October by the time you guys actually see this video. And I don't want you to think that I'm like over here doing my plants a disservice, repotting them in the middle of fall. You know, it's still summertime, it's still growing season when I'm doing this. We film a little bit ahead, and then more than a video a week would be really tough for us, like I said, because we have full-time jobs and Sean does most of the editing. All right, let's talk about this Subway cup. I got this Calathea. It looked so good when I unboxed it, and in general it still looks really good. I did put some sphagnum moss in there, so it wasn't just roots in a cup, right? Like I did. I didn't trash it completely. Oh look, it's grown a new root since being in there. I see you, new root. So it wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. There's a new shoot coming up too. Okay, so basically the Subway cup was really fine. Okay, basically it was okay, but it did cause some of the leaves to brown a little.
It used to be my favorite cup.
Oh yeah, Sean was drinking out of this cup. I don't know why. We have cups, y'all. I don't know why he was like using this. It was like his cup. It was really weird. And I had thrown it away because I was like, stop drinking out of this Subway cup. And then this plant came and I was like, you know what will be perfect? That same Subway cup.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
And it did us okay. Right, so you can see that this leaf has a little bit of yellowing. This leaf is really just gone yellow. But that's really it. I mean, otherwise, this baby's looking good. Subway cup did him right. But I'm just going to pull that yellow leaf off. And we'll get this out of the way. And then this pot that we vetoed for the Gloriosum works perfectly for the Calathea rotundifolia. I will also admit, y'all, these Latin pronunciations, Latin is a dead language for a reason. Now, because this is a Calathea, I'm going to mix in a little bit of the peat moss because, like I said, they do like a little bit of extra moisture. A lot of people don't like Calathea because they can't keep them happy because they do like extra moisture. But there's another yellowing leaf. Just snatch it out of there. But I like them. I think they're beautiful. I love watching them open and close with the day. So instead of just mixing it all the way in with my mixture, I'm just gonna put half a handful of the potting mixture and a little peat moss and just kind of mix it like that. Because I really only want a little bit. The Calathea do live closer to my humidifier. Right, so with all of that being said, we do plan to get more into some home decor type videos. Would you guys be interested in that? Are you really only here for plants? But I really want to do, we just moved into this apartment together in May, early May. And it's definitely not finished yet because
We moved in together in April.
We moved here in March. End of March.
Okay, sorry. We moved in April. Time flies when you're having fun.
May.
April, sorry. April. But it's definitely not finished because, you know, money is a factor, certainly. We are not wealthy people. And YouTube is not paying us. But also, home decor, in my opinion, is something that, like, just takes a little bit of time for you to find out. You have to live in the space and see what your needs are from the space. But we are getting to a place where we want to make, I mean, also it's a rental, so we don't have to make, you know, these like amazing investments or, what's the word I'm looking for? Renovations. You know, we're just making it pretty while we are here. And we have not completed that. So I will be doing a houseplant tour because I know we've unboxed too many plants for not to be a houseplant tour. Although this is kind of like a little update, you know? But, so we do have some home decor videos coming. I hope you guys will be interested in watching them. Okay, let's talk about this. Because you're looking at it like, girl, what? This, I unboxed it, I think in my very first YouTube video about plants. Very first rare plant unboxing. This is my philodendron varicosum. It came with 3 leaves on it. And I don't remember exactly all of the things that went wrong. The main culprit was spider mites. Not once, but twice, and maybe even 3 times, because I had never had spider mites before and I didn't know how to get rid of them properly. So most of the plants that I had pre-spider mites have all had some yellowing of the leaves because they've been treated with the neem oil, and it just makes them a little unhappy. So it lost its leaves to the neem oil or to the spider mites, and then I had to cut one of the leaves off because after I thought the spider mites were gone, they weren't gone. They were still there, and they were like all over that one leaf. So I cut that leaf off, and then it had a leaf that was trying to come in, and then I thought that I was being really thoughtful plant person, and I put it in just sphagnum moss, and it was too wet and it was unhappy, and then the little leaf that had been trying to come in withered away. So now I've got a stump, but you might not be able to see from where the camera is, but the stump has 1, 2, 3, 4 points where I can see new growth coming in. So I am really, really, really hopeful that the stump sprouts new growth. I don't want to believe it, but I definitely saw spider mites on this guy again. I've treated him with the Espoma neem oil insecticide, and I'm repotting him today. So I am so hopeful that the spider mites are gone and repotting it helps, and that I am able to, you know, in a couple of months say like, oh my god, look, there are leaves on this stump that you saw me repot. So it's just been in peat moss. I have found peat moss actually to be really, really beneficial for rehab plants. I don't pack it in there too much. It feels like it holds just enough moisture, right? But it's light and airy enough that the roots still get air. When I got this cupria, you also saw me unbox this cupria. I mentioned that the seller, he was moving to New York City and had gotten the plants and had to get rid of them quickly, and he was saying because they haven't had a chance to acclimate to anyone's space that they might go dormant. So I put him in peat moss, in just pure peat moss as well, and I don't know if you can see, but there is a growth point coming. There's a leaf coming out there. So yeah, try peat moss instead of sphagnum moss for plants that need a little bit of rehab. It holds the moisture, but also allows for some air to flow through. So all the plants back here, I eventually will pot. I've got one philodendron left, an alocasia, and then 3, oh no, I'm sorry. This is a alocasia as well, sorry. I've got a philodendron, 2 alocasia, and 2 calathea that still need to be potted. And so I will have to mix up more soil, and I'll probably do those after this video. But for this video, we're going to go ahead, pot up my stump, and then I think we're going to wrap it on up. So, yeah, have you guys, I've seen a couple people try different propagation methods for plants that are going through something. Like, I've seen the plastic bag method. I thought the sphagnum would be like the most beneficial, but girl, this plant turned on me so fast. That little new growth point shriveled up in record time. So I'm just gonna get this peat moss out of here because I'm just gonna reuse the same pot. I also think the peat moss creates a nice warm, if the conditions in your home are warm, nice warm environment for the roots. Okay, just gonna rinse this off and then we'll be right back. Okay, pot is rinsed. Just gonna dust off. Okay, there's some new roots happening there. So yeah, I feel good that provided the spider mites stay away, that this guy should go ahead and produce some new leaves. So in addition to excess water, I said that we were really interested in doing home decor videos, but you know, standard YouTube question here, what type of videos would you guys like to see? Now that you know that we're really a 2-person operation, would you like to see more from Sean? Would you guys like us, oh, should we do like a boyfriend tag?
Oh, what?
Boyfriend tag. That's like classic YouTube videos, like boyfriend tag. Where you like, people ask us questions and we answer them. Or like, I don't know. You guys tell me. Give us some ideas down in the comments. Because I've got plant and home decor stuff in my brain, but if there's something that you would like to see, we would definitely like to show it to you, right? Because that's how you grow a channel. And follow me on Instagram. I am not the best Instagrammer, admittedly, but I'm trying to do better. I love Insta stories. If you follow me and you watch my Insta stories, I'm in the stories a lot, but I'm really not in the feed a whole lot. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. Follow Sean too. We'll put his handle down in the description below. The gloves are wet, so now I'm making a mess. But there we go. He's in a pot. And we're basically out of soil. I'll just top some of the other ones up. Alright. When we mixed that up, I was like, you don't have so much soil mixture, but really we only got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. And all right, so we have repotted as much as we could. We used up all the soil and didn't really get as far as we needed to get. There's still a couple back here that I'm gonna have to do off camera, and actually a couple more. Girl, I got a lot of repotting to do as fall approaches. The outdoor plants really should be repotted before they come back inside because of pests, but oof, okay, this is all we were able to get to today. So I just want to thank you guys so much for watching again. Let me know all of those things we talked about down in the comments. Videos you want to see. Would you be interested in the home decor stuff? There is a houseplant tour coming and an apartment tour coming. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in my next video.